Good morning, students. In today's class, we will learn about the motion and time. As students, you already read my notes. In these notes, you studied that how objects move. And we can say if any objects change its place, then we can say it is in motion. Okay, students? Now, second point is how can we determine that particular object is slow and fast? Which is slow and which is fast? So, anybody can guess about the slow or fast? Then you can say if any object move, cover more distance in less amount of time, then we can say it is fast. If any other object cover more less amount in high amount of time, then we can say it is slow. You can compare these objects with in respect of time. You can say if any objects move in this direction and other objects move in another one direction, then we cannot determine which is fast or which is slow. Here is two objects, students. One is A and another one B. Okay, these objects move in different directions. So we cannot determine which is slow and which is fast. We can determine the slow or fast if that two objects move in a similar direction. Distance upon time. So that is the formula of speed. So you should learn about this formula and you should remember this formula all time. If you studied physics in your next classes, in 11th or 12th, then it is very important. Speed is equal to distance upon time. So you can also find out the distance with the help of this formula. Here is distance is equal to speed into time. That value moves here, and you can also calculate the time with the same formula, that is time is equal to distance upon speed. So with the help of a single formula, students, with the help of this single formula, you can calculate distance also and time also. We took some example for the calculation of speed. If you can remember, then you can learn the example, remember the example of Maruti 800 and Ferrari. So students, if I ask a question to you that which car is faster, then I think your answer should be कि Ferrari is the faster car because Ferrari cover more distance in less time interval and Maruti 800 cover less distance in same time interval. Okay, if we took an example that a car cover 40 kilometer in 2 hours, then what is the speed of this car? So we can calculate this speed. Speed is equal to same formula, distance upon time. So we can put the values. Here is distance 40 kilometer and the time is 2 hours. So you can cancel 40 with the help of 2, that is 20. The here is units, kilometer of distance, and the unit of time, that is hour. So that is your answer, 20 kilometer per hour. So with the help of this formula, we can calculate the speed of any given objects. Okay, students? Students, we can also calculate the distance covered by an object or the time which is taken by the objects to cover the particular distance. We took another example. If any objects having speed 50 km/h, okay, and it took 2 hours, then what will be the distance covered by object? Then we can calculate the distance. Okay, same formula. The speed is equal to distance upon time. So we should calculate the distance here. Distance is equal to the speed into time. Okay, then put the values here. The speed is equal to 50 and time is 2 hours. Then distance covered by object is 100 km. Okay, so you can also calculate the speed, you can also calculate the distance, and you can also calculate the time with the help of this same formula. Next one is types of motion. Okay, students, next topic is types of motion. Here is two types of motion. One is uniform motion and another one is non-uniform motion. So you already hear the word uniform. A particular dress which you wear in school, that is also called uniform. So the basic meaning of uniform, that is the similar. Okay. So if we can say a particular object moves same distance in same time interval, that type of motion is called uniform motion. If any other objects cover different distance in same time interval, then we can say it is a non-uniform motion. So that is the basic difference between uniform and non-uniform motion. So you can also write the definition. If the object cover same distance, in same time interval, so that is uniform motion. If object cover, second one is non-uniform motion. If object cover different distance in same time interval, that is called non-uniform motion. So that is the basic difference between uniform and non-uniform motion. So students, you can also say that in uniform motion, the speed of object is constant. Speed is constant. That means if the object is moving with a speed 50 km/h, then in each time interval the speed will remain same. Okay, but in non-uniform motion the speed is variable. There are different speed. So we can say if any objects moving with the help of non-uniform motion, then we can say the speed of that object in particular time is not remain same. Okay, students? So that is the difference between uniform and non-uniform motion. So that is also a very important question in examination. Okay, so you should learn about these topics, types of motion. Next one is that is how you can find out the time. Okay, you all know ki what is time. You all know how to watch the watches. In our watch, you can see the 3 needles here. Here is 12, here is 3, here is 6, and here is 9. Okay. One needle is small needle, that is a hour needle. One is large needle, that is a minute needle. And another one is thin and long needle, that is the second needle. So here is 3 needles in this watch. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11 and 12. So students, you also see some digital watches. In these digital watches, here is written 11.30. So you can easily read this value and you can easily find out the time with the help of this digital clock. That is called digital clock. So with the help of this digital clock, it is very easy to find out the time. But some students feel difficult in this watch because it is manual watch. Okay, in this watch, if you know how we can find out the time, then it is very good. If you don't know, then I will try, okay, to help you. Okay, how can you identify the time, okay, in this simple clock? So you can see here the difference between the two values 12 to 1. Here is 5 lines, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. So these are the minutes as well as second also. Okay, if this needle cover these, then we can say it is the minutes. Okay, if this needle cover these, then we can say it is the second. So with the help of this needle, we can identify the time. Okay, so you can see here is the total 60 seconds in this clock. Okay, if we calculate this with the help of this needle, we can say here that is the A needle, that is V, and that is C. So A for hour, B needle for minute, and C needle for, that is for second. So with the help of these 3 needles, you can easily find out the time. Okay, then you can see here, if this C needle complete one circle in this clock, then we can say it is the 60 second duration. Okay, if that B needle, that is the minute needle, it complete one circle, then we can say it is the value of 60 minutes. 60 minutes. Okay. If very small A needle complete one circle, then we can say it complete the 12 hour. Because if that A needle moves from 12 to 1, then we can say it is 1 hour. Okay, because after completing 60 minutes, that A needle move from 12 to 1. Okay, students? So you can see here, when B needle complete one circle, then A needle move from one digit, 12 to 1 or 1 to 2. Okay, if that C needle, that is the second needle, it's complete one circle. It's moved from 12 and again reaches up to the 12. Then B needle move only 1 minute. Okay. So that is the relationship between these three needles. So with the help of these three needles, with the help of this topic, we can easily find out the time, okay, in our clocks. One more topic should cover here, that is about the pendulum, okay. In some clocks, you see here, that is clock, and you can see here, like that structure. So that structure is called pendulum, okay students. So that is pendulum. That is clock 12, 3, 6, 9. Okay. So, if we want to know about the pendulum, then we can say here, if any one heavy mass, okay, that is the heavy mass, that is called bob. That is thread, and that is the rigid surface. Okay, we can hang this mass with the help of thread on a rigid surface, hard surface or rigid surface. Then we can say it is a simple pendulum. Okay. So this pendulum, that is called its mean position, that is called O. If we displace this bob from its mean position, that is the main position, to one side, its extreme position, that is A, and we freely release this bob without any force, then we can see here that bob moves towards its main position and moves in the opposite direction. That is also extreme position, it is called B. So here is the two extreme position of this pendulum. One is A and another one is B. So students, this pendulum move from A to B, then again B to A, then again A to B, like this motion, this pendulum starts moving. Okay, so that is called simple pendulum. So here is two extreme position, one is A and another one is B. So we can say here this pendulum complete oscillations. What is oscillations? Is form oscillations. So how can we calculate the oscillation? We can say if we start from point A, okay, then we can say this pendulum moves from A to B and again come back from B to A. So we can say here that is one oscillation. Okay, you can also calculate this oscillation from B position or from its mean position, that is O. How? If we calculate this oscillation from its mean position, then we can say that pendulum moves toward A, that complete 1/4, okay, and again come towards its mean position, that is again 1/4. So that is total half. So half distance is covered by this bob. Okay, when it's moved from A to again its mean position, then it does not stay here, it's moved toward the point B, that is again 1/4. Okay, then again come back from B to its main position, that is again 1/4. So total that is half. So this half and this half form the one oscillation. Okay, So you can also calculate this oscillations from its mean position. Okay students, so that is the oscillation. So we can say here ki the time period, that is the fix for a given pendulum. Okay, that means we can say to complete one oscillation, okay, this took similar time. Okay, we can say if that pendulum complete one oscillation in 2 seconds, okay, then another one oscillation is also completed in the next 2 seconds. So that is the time period. Okay, so in our next class students, we will learn about the time period, oscillations. Okay, so for today class, thank you students. You should prepare your own notes so that you can understand about the topic which is learned in our today's class. And for thank you. Bye students. Bye.